Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. Okay, so first of all, ignore that. Even though he knew I was doing a tutorial, he still decided to do that. And second of all, welcome back to my channel. So today we're just going to be using brushes, all the brushes, because I have found my other brushes, so I changed a lot of the brushes, so now we're just going to uh use some of the new brushes and some of the old brushes. We're just using brushes in general. Alright, let's get started with eyes. So, we got some new products today as well, because I used some of the products I wanted to use, I've already used. So we're just going through all I have left, and some of them is going to be repeats just because of the fact that I have brushes. Alright, so the first product is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour full wear concealer. And I kind of needed that other powder for a mirror. Keep forgetting. Alright, so we're just going to do this. And instead of just blending it out with the sponge, I decided I'm going to keep my small concealer brush from e.l.f. to blend this out. Especially because I still like to blend it underneath my brows, on my brow bone, even though I don't do my brows anymore. Which that series helped me use up 4 products. So oh, I forgot to get my packet of makeup wipes out. Oh. Sorry about that. I had forgot to get my makeup wipes out. Because I had made a mistake already. Okay. So now we're gonna do the other side, which I'm in the shade Ivory. I don't know if I mentioned that when I had introduced the product. And I am going to use a new concealer today. So So I'm essentially trying to keep my under eyes clean and free of makeup. Because that's how I'm going to do it. Alright, so that's one brush done. So now we're going to go into the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear 3-in-1 setting powder. So you have a set powder, which is this white powder. You have a baking powder, and you have a brightening powder. So right now we just need the set. So this is what it looks like. You just open. There's a little tab and you just open it. And then you just shake it into the cap. And then you close it so none gets everywhere. And then I'm using my Real Techniques setting brush, which I am always going to use for my eyes. I have a little bit of brightening powder with it, just because that was what was in there, I guess. Traveling with makeup is hard sometimes. The only time I'm ever going to use the brightening powder is for my under eyes. Which I will be using today. I won't be using the baking powder today just because I don't want to bake today. But I will use it when I do want to bake. I'm just taking a makeup wipe and cleaning out the excess powder so it doesn't get too dirty. And I gotta reorganize my taco box. And I might use my other box too. See if I need to. Alright, so we're going to now go into first, first, we're gonna go into this gel eyeliner that I used for the series and my Eco Tools liner smudge brush. The reason I'm using this instead of one of my e.l.f. eyeliners is because I have a brush, and today's all about brushes. And the reason I'm doing my eyeliner first is so I don't have to worry about messing up my eyeshadow when I go to do my eyeshadow, and then it just dries while I'm doing my eyeshadow as well. And I don't have to worry about letting it dry. this is how much of the eyeliner I've left. So it's very exciting to see. Just because I'm now starting to realize I don't like gel eyeliner as much as I thought I would. Now, the Maybelline might be different. This one might just be because I think it's starting to dry out already. So, I think because of that, it's kind of hard to work with. So the Maybelline might be different. But as of right now, I do not like gel eyeliner. And I'm just using the back of my hand to kind of get it as much as of the excess. Liner off as I can. So, now that's another brush down and another product down. Now, I'm going to use my makeup wipe and fix this. You know what? It's fine. It'll work. Alright. So now we are going into the L'Oreal palette. And I'm going to go into the first shade first. And I'm going to use my angled crease brush from Eco Tools to apply this shade. The shade's going to be all over the lid so it don't get too dark on the lid. And that eyeshadow's already helping the eyeliner. I need a little bit more. Don't think we won't need the angled crease brush again. We will. Or I will. Alright. So now we're going to use this crease brush and go into the third shade. So today we're going today damn it. Today I'm going to be doing my own eyeshadow look with this palette. On this color, you want to go all the way up to your brow bone, to the brow bone. Make sure you're blending. And we also have the blending brush right here that we're going to be using a lot in today's look, like right now. I'm blending right here on the edge where I got too much eyeshadow and it looks harsh. And then we're gonna blend, I'm gonna blend underneath that brow bone. Okay. And if you can hear everything that's going on outside, I'm sorry. And I can like see outside, so it's like if anything happens, I can see it. And that's why I'm not like freaking out when that popping sound is happening. Because I can see everything that's going on outside, so it's like I can see if he gets hurt or anything, or if something happens. So, just bear with me. Alright, and I gotta blend again. And the reason I'm blending underneath the brow bone is so it's not super dark under there. I mean, I'm gonna be applying some highlighter later on. Maybe, actually. I don't know if I will or not. I'm just making sure everything's blended. Alright. So now we're going into that same crease brush. And how about we go into the 5th shade and add some depth to the eyes. So this, you're only going halfway up above the natural crease in your eye. And we'll blend in a minute. Alright, so now we don't need that crease brush anymore. We do need the blending brush really quick. Again, we're just making sure it's not too dark. Like, you want it to pop and be a little dark, but not too dark. To where it makes you look like a whore or something. want this to look pretty. Alright, so now we're going back into the angled crease brush. Gonna go into the 6th shade. And this is what we're going to put on the other half above the crease. So pretty much below. We're gonna use the blending brush. I'm gonna try to use the blending brush. And it's alright if some got into your, that looks dark on camera, onto your eyebrows. You can clean it up later. I put this on way too dark. Good thing that we are using a color, a light color to lighten this up a little bit. Alright, so whatever's left, my angled crease brush we're gonna use. To apply. Okay. And then we're going to blend. Alright. So now we're gonna use this brush. Gonna go into the, actually let's do the 5th shade again. And this is going to softly apply it to the eyes. So essentially it's not going to be too harsh on the eyes, where it's going to hurt. Essentially, I think I'm just going to keep all my makeup in this taco box. Because eventually everything will be used up. Okay. So now we're going to use the CoverGirl Eye Enhancer Shadow in the shade Snow Blossom and this inner corner highlight brush to apply it. And I might use the blending brush. Again. Right. I don't need it. Just lighten it up enough. I really hope I don't use anything up in this video. The reason I'm saying that is because I can't find never mind, I found it. Oh, one more. So I didn't need that. Alright. So now we're gonna use the makeup wipe. And clean up any fallout. Clean up the eyeshadow a little bit. And I'm gonna go ahead and use it and clean my face. Make sure no makeup got onto it. Alright. So next we're gonna use two primers. The first one being excuse me, the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. So this we squeeze right onto our skin, just a little bit more, and go like that. It is like mixing with my oils super horribly. So this, instead of putting it all over the face like you do with the e.l.f., this one, you just put it where you have visible pores. And then I'm taking the e.l.f. Putty Primer applicator and smoothing it over. I say it works pretty good. Okay. That's a little too much. Then so this I just put on my cheeks. Where I have the visible pores. I just smooth it right over. So I'm not using any gripping primer today, as you can tell, because I've already had it on. So I'm not using a gripping primer today. I'm just using these two primers to try and prime my skin really well. So alright, so the second primer is the Neutrogena Prep and Correct Redness Correcting Primer. So I'm gonna do that. Oh, I know what he's doing. To do this. And good thing I have makeup wipes with me. And then we're going to do that with the same brush. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Little squeeze. With the fingers first. Alright. And then little down the bridge of the nose and on the side of the nose. Right there, all over the nose. And my hands can stay clean when using the brush and all that. So. And today we are going to underpaint. And then a little on the forehead. will be done. The forehead. Alright. And now alright. Sorry. Alright. So now that we got this all blended and stuff, now we're gonna do something a little bit different with this brush. Instead of using the e.l.f. Halo Glow, we're using the L'Oreal Lumi Glution. So, what I'm gonna do, essentially I will put it on like I would when it's a highlighter. I'm gonna use this brush, or I'm going to blend it all over the face. This is so beautiful. This is so much more pretty than the e.l.f. Halo Glow, because the e.l.f. Halo Glow literally makes my skin look orange, which I can cover up with foundation too. But this blends right into my skin, so it's like just a little hit of glow, which looks so pretty. So. Alright. Alright. Okay. So now because this is a new concealer and I gotta see how it works all over the face first, we're going to go into the Hard Candy Glamouflage Pro Full Coverage Concealer, and it's in the shade Ivory, but it's a lot lighter. Oh, this is super full coverage. This could end up potentially being a foundation for me. Then I'm going to use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer Sponge to blend that out. See how it's like super full coverage? It could potentially become a foundation for me. It's super full coverage. And it has licorice root in it to help brighten skin over time. This will work. This will work all over the skin. So now we're going to do the other side the same way. Just put it all over the cheek like that. And then blend it out. This will literally would work as a light coverage foundation for me. If I wasn't using all my brushes, I would do this today. But I am. So. And now. But I am glad that I had found no, actually, I am glad I found a new good concealer for now. Now, if it does what it's supposed to do over time, then by all means, I can get over. It doesn't really smell that. It smells in the bottle, but then on the skin, it doesn't really smell. But like I said, if it does what it's supposed to, I can totally get over that smell. And that's in the bottle. Alright. I'm not gonna get another makeup wipe out yet. Alright. So now, I'm gonna do contour and bronzer. First, I'm gonna put the contour on. Bronzer. Let's do bronzer. So, we're going into the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer and Tan Lines and this little angled brush to apply that. Ooh, okay. So I should have just used the old brush. But I can find a way. Because it looks like bronzer is getting ready. So now, since this bronzer is pretty much ready to go kaput, like it's almost done, literally this last video and it's done. I'll probably put contour here. Like literally look. Did this one last time using it. And it'll be done. So now, going on the forehead, around, and again, blending it, the brush. This way it looks more natural when I blend it out. But hey, that's exciting. That just means that even though it's in this video, yeah, this just makes it look more natural. I mean, hey, I used the brush. Let's then and I'm doing my makeup a little different than I normally do. There's a reason for that. So, this brush that I just got out goes in there. And hey, I used up another makeup product. Yay! This is just so my whole nose is bronzed. Okay, now we're gonna do contour. which we're just going to go over the bronzer everywhere. And now we're using the Rimmel London Stay Matte Concealer in the shade Espresso. So we're going right there. Right there. Let's add more. And we're using the e.l.f. contouring brush. To blend. And we're also using the Real Techniques sponge. Besides the nose, we're not going to go over the nose. On the chin. Just going to go over the cheeks and the forehead. Just trying to think what it was called. Alright. I know this looks super intense right now. Remember, foundation's gonna kind of cover it up. Alright, so now we're using 2 cream blushes. One being the e.l.f. Putty Blush and Bora Bora, and we're going to use this angled brush here to apply. Just going to go around in circles. Make sure that it's nice and warm. This is how I can read more. So hey, we use one product up, which means I can reorganize. Essentially gonna be just some lines on the face really quick. I might wanna blend that better. And then we're gonna use the sponge again. Help blend that out. Alright. Now we're going to use a little bit of the e.l.f. Halo Glow Blush Beauty Wand in the shade Rosé au Soleil. Just a little bit. I keep forgetting a little bit is like a lot in this product just because the applicator is not there anymore. Really, like one dot here, one dot here. I'm essentially not trying to waste any of this product, but it's hard when the applicator's not there anymore. So it's like, what are you gonna do? And we're gonna use this white little sponge that we're gonna essentially throw away when we're done here. Like, it will go in the dirty bag. And we're gonna go over with the sponge. Alright, now we're going to go in with liquid cream, whatever you call it, highlighter, which is the NYX Away We Glow in the shade State of Flux slash Transition. So we're going right here on the high point. I got a lot of sponges that's left in a bag. That I could be using right now, but I'm not. Just for now. Alright, so now I'm going right here with it. And I essentially color with it just because, like, look how much is left. And then down the bridge of my nose. And that's it for today. And then you can put it right there. And alright. Now we're going to apply a little bit of the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist to set everything that's going on. That dry. Alright, so now we're going into the Oma Beauty Flawless RL Skin Perfecting Foundation. And I use like 4 pumps. Sorry. And we're going to use this foundation brush. use the other side. Then we're going to clean the back of my hand off. On the shade I'm using is Fair Lady T6. Okay. Then we're going to apply more. And then at the end, I'm going to use one more just to make sure my hand's all cleaned off. That won't be into the end. Okay, now we're going to use Alright. So now I need one to kind of clean my hands off. Take my fingers off. So all this makeup on my hands is essentially getting annoying. So now we're going into my e.l.f. concealer, which is the Hydrating Camo Concealer. And we're going to let that marinate. And while we let that marinate, we're going to no, we're not. Which we got this big powder brush again. And the setting brush. Which once all my brushes get used, then we can clean. Which I have a few extra brushes in case. Just in case. So now we are going to start setting. Alright, so first I'm going to blend this out, which this is where we're going to use the brightening one. So we're going to use this big powder brush. I'm going to dip it into the setting powder, which the setting powder is white. Which is why I'm not going to even try using this for a makeup trial. Wedding makeup trial. And I am going to be using the bake side in the next tutorial. That sets my makeup pretty good. Okay. Now we're going into the setting brush. The setting brush makes it easier. Right here. Right here on the nose. Which it's literally setting my makeup so well. So impressed with this powder. And this is a mineral powder, so it's really fine. And on the forehead. Which I'm also going to use it underneath the eyes to set, and then I'll use some brightening powder on top. Because I don't know if the brightening powder sets or not. So, just be safe than sorry. And because this powder is so finely milled, it literally doesn't look too heavy on my skin. Stupid train. So we're gonna use a little more of the set powder. Literally that much more. That's much more. For my eyes. And then we'll use a little bit of the brightening powder afterwards. Because the setting just sets it. It doesn't make, it makes that brightness part go away. So the bright powder is pink. Which I personally like. I think I'm going to use brightening powder underneath the eyes and then around the nose. Oh my gosh. It looks so cute. And then I'm just swiping it. So I am pushing it in. And then I'm also swiping it. Alright. Like I said, a little bit here, a little bit here. Okay. So there's the powder done. Alright. So now we got bronzer and blush, which we're going into the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and we're using this angle blender brush. And I'm using the shade Light Bronzer. So anywhere I put bronzer, even if I put contour on top, gets bronzer. Everything else, well. And oh, sorry, my nose itches. Okay, and then we're gonna use this angled crease brush for the nose, which I also got my setting brush out just in case. like I said, the only setting brush, just in case. So now we have the Wet n Wild Color Icon Blush and Pinch Me Pink in this angled blush brush, which this blush is very pigmented. Literally one swipe on each side. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. And then the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Ice. And then more of the Stay All Night. So here's the final result. I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you later. Bye.